Hello? Hey, I just picked up my daughter from elementary school. Can I give you a call back? Okay, thanks. Alright, sweetie, let's go.
Okay, Daddy.
So how was your day at school today?
Oh, it's fun. We actually have a new girl in our class.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me about it inside.
Okay.
So tell me about your new friend in school.
Well, there's this girl. She just came out of the country, and for some reason, we couldn't pronounce her name. And so we were just making fun of her.
Wait a minute, you're making fun of her?
Yeah.
That's not good behavior. That's not what I raised you to do.
Well, I thought about it later on, but I didn't get the chance to talk to her and say sorry.
Well, you know, that kind of reminds me of a situation that happened to one of my friends back in elementary school, too. The same kind of thing happened to her also.
I went to Catholic school from 1st to 8th grade, and I loved Catholic school. I didn't have a problem with it at all. I loved my teachers, I loved my classmates, it was great. Maybe this had to do with color or just the era we lived in. This was the late 60s, early 70s, where your name, being Hispanic, your name was just automatically changed. Like, my name's Maria, and my name got changed to Mary. My friend Juan, his name was turned into John. That's just one of the most distracting things in which I think distracted me from my learning experience. From 1st to 6th grade, I was Mary, and I hated it with a passion because they had changed my name. It was up to me once I got into junior high to change it little by things like writing my name that the parents actually gave me on my homework. Instead of putting Mary, I just put Maria. Eventually it caught on, and from there I was not embarrassed because I had traditionally had a Hispanic name. My culture, my color, and my heritage were completely affected by this. I was treated different in a way, but I guess I was lucky. Only my name was changed.
Oh, Dad, that's a good point. I'm really sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. As long as you're aware about what happened and you work at practicing to be a better person, there's nothing we can do right now but move forward, okay? So just make sure that you apologize to your friend tomorrow and don't do it again.
Okay, I will, Daddy. Thank you.
Son, how's it going?
Actually, Dad, I kind of had a bad day today.
Really? What's wrong?
My girlfriend's been having some problems with her project group.
Really? Is everything okay?
Actually, no. I think her project group has a problem with her being black.
Wow, really? That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that story that you told me about your friend. You know, the one in high school?
My entire educational school career was predominantly white, but I still decided to try out to be on the cheerleading squad my first year at my new school. I worked really hard on the routine that my older sister helped me create. After I finished my routine, the judges went through a longer deliberation process, scoring me and the rest of the girls that tried out. My older sister walked over to the judges' table and asked them if there was a problem, because they knew I had the best routine. The audience proceeded to clap, giving confirmation to my routine and my sister's statement. The verdict was in, and I won title of head cheerleader. Although head cheerleader, I was still the only black girl on the cheerleading squad. I soon became painfully aware that I was not in the wider part of town when it was time for practice to be scheduled at my house, and the people from that part of town had excuses. They weren't going to come over to my part of town.
Wow, yeah, I remember that story, yeah. I'm really sad to hear that about her, but how about you invite her to dinner tonight, and we'll see if I can try to help her out with some stuff. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Okay,
thanks, Dad.
Not a problem. I'm going to go make dinner. Go talk to your sister real quick.
Hi, Kuya.
Hey, Darkface.
How are you?
Doing good. I just got back from the TRIO program.
What's the TRIO program?
I didn't tell you about the TRIO program?
Mm-mm.
It's this cool program. They teach you how to be a good college student.
Oh, do you like it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. The teacher actually reminds me a lot about Dad.
What do you mean, Kuya? I don't get it.
She teaches you how to be a good role model. Actually, she has a pretty interesting story.
The goal my parents had for me was just to get a job and pay the bills. Never a degree. School was just a means to an end. To this day, my parents still don't understand my job. They think I'm a secretary, but I'm a director of TRIO programs. I did really well once I moved away from my family. As soon as I graduated high school, I packed my stuff and never looked back. I just wanted out. Farm life wasn't for me. After high school and going to college, I bloomed. I was an outgoing person and took challenges I had never dreamed of when I was in high school. One day I met Dr. Jesus Nieto at Grossmont Community College. I was about to drop out for the second time because I felt so alone and out of place. Dr. Nieto changed my world by believing in me, encouraging me, and pushing me to try harder. I was completely lost in an environment of white and Iranian students until the EOP director spotted me walking through the campus. He called me over and introduced me to the handful of Latinos at Grossmont College. The system did nothing for me. However, one individual who took the time to rescue me made all the difference in the world in who I am today. I believe in students I work with, encourage and expect them to succeed. I also work with parents who are required to be partners in their child's education since mine were not. Students should never be allowed to use their family, social, and economic status as an excuse for not succeeding. Education provides you many opportunities besides things money can buy. The confidence to face difficult times, discrimination, and inequality are lessened when you have the confidence to face these harsh realities. And an education does provide you with great power. I believe, expect, and encourage all students I work with.
That's cool, Kuya.
Yeah, she's a really cool person.
Yeah, you know, you should really invite her to dinner one time. I think she'd be a really awesome person to talk to.
Daddy, I know that we've been talking about other stories, but do you have a story of your own?
Yeah, actually I do. You know how Grandma and Grandpa, they adopted me when I was younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that I was actually Asian American until I got into college.
As a child, I didn't have a lot of friends of color. I was a good student and I always worked hard. In college, I have memories of either people pointing out my ethnicity or being aware of my adoptee status or being aware of my Asian but acting white status. I had friends who would tell racist Asian jokes and I would laugh and I would chime in because I really wasn't Asian. That's how I really saw myself. My roommates would tell me, "You're not really Asian, you're white." They will call me a Twinkie, yellow on the outside, white in the middle. The racist jokes were okay. They felt they were okay. I remember feeling uncomfortable with them but not knowing what to do with that. That was my experience in college, not being Asian. At my second institution, I never felt so Asian. I felt like a minority. I felt that I was the only Asian on the staff. I thought I was the only person of color. There were other people of color, but I felt that I was the only one who really identified strongly with my ethnic background. So that was the first time, and I was 32 when I started going through that. So while so many of my students were experiencing racial issues from the day they could start talking and understanding that they were different, I didn't start feeling issues that really felt bad until I was older.
I forgot about that, Dad.
Yeah, that's my story.
So what can I do to be a better person?
Yeah, Dad's always talked to us about this stuff. Always talking about, you know, being aware and not to discriminate and how not to become prejudiced.
Yeah, exactly. My parents and my friends' parents, they didn't teach us the skills to be open-minded like I'm trying to teach you guys right now. That's why me and the people that are in my life, we're trying to teach all of our kids to learn that at a young age. So you get to grow up and influence your peers to be better people as well.
Oh, I love you, Dad.
I love you too, Cupcake.